Shalom, Akyam, wa Akwath, Yashrala. Yeah, a mighty big, greetings, peace to all brothers and sisters of Israel. Okay, my name's Dawad, and welcome to another video from the Israel Awake channel. Okay, I'm going to get straight into it. Okay, so just bear with me one moment. The video is asking a question. And the question is, what are you investing in? Okay, what are you investing in? Okay, it's time to reevaluate perhaps your investment portfolio. Now, what do I mean when I say all of this? What are you investing in terms of your time, your energy, your focus, your intentions, your aspirations, your dreams? Okay, what are you really investing in? Are you investing in this current age and everything that goes along with it? Are you investing in the coming age, the age to come? Okay. Are you on the fence? Are you dabbling? Have you got your fingers in trying to keep your finger in all the pies, so to speak? All right. Well, it's important that we ask this question, especially in the times that we live now. Where are you spending the majority of your time? What are you investing in? Yeah, where's the lion's share of your energy? Yeah, your energy capital. Where is that going? Yeah, your focus. Where is that going? All right, it's an important question. Okay, a very very important question. So that's what we're looking at. All right, that's what we're looking at. Okay, about these investments. All right, now everybody can. Not everybody is if you like, an investment wizard. Not everybody's an investment consultant or an investment advisor. All right, but most people can appreciate that when it comes to investments, you're looking to invest in an investment vehicle, if you like, or an instrument with healthy returns. I mean, that's the point of, after all, profitability, making a return. Yeah, you very rarely see people investing without looking for some form of return, whatever shape that investment comes, that return comes in, whether it's just purely satisfaction from a philanthropic point of view, to help people on and to see an increase in well-being and interest and the rest of it, or some sort of financial return. Okay, most of us think of investments in terms of financial investments. In terms of making a financial return, the ROI and all the rest of it for calculating, a return on your investment. Okay, but the point is, normally you're looking for something good to come out, a good outcome from the investment that you make, however you want to measure that good outcome. I think most people can appreciate that concept. All right. And by the same token, then it's fair enough to say that nobody intentionally invests in doomed ventures. Again, I think that's a fair assessment to make, right? A fair assumption to make. You don't willingly do that. It may happen. People definitely take risks. Yeah, and many people say the greater the risk, the greater the potential of returns. Yeah. When you're speculating in investments. Yeah, so we get that. But when you take these risks, you're doing it with the intention that actually the risks won't be made manifest, and that actually you will end up with a good return. That's what you're hoping for. That's why you're investing. All right. So I think most people can get that concept. All right. But the question I'm asking in this video runs a little deeper. Yeah. Because the portfolio I want to focus on, the investment portfolio I want to focus on, is the current or your current worldly portfolio. Your worldly portfolio. Yeah, investing in this current world, this current age. How much of your time, how much of your energy, how much of your focus is tied up in investments, yeah, pertaining to this current age, this current world? Bearing in mind that world is age, yeah, as opposed to literally, literally the physical earth necessarily. All right. So the current world, the current age, okay, the current status quo. How much of your assets are invested in this current age, this current world? All right. And therefore the earth that goes along. So in every aspect and in every respect. So like I say, is it your mental investment, your energy, your money? Yeah. How much? What's your focus? What's on your mind? What's in your heart? Yeah. What are you investing in? Okay. So what I want to look at is most people are quite heavily invested in this current world, this current age, and it's not surprising. All right, it's not surprising because we're in it, we're in the world, we've got to get by. All right, and there's many distractions. All right, and the world is becoming a lot more materialistic. Yeah, there's a lot more vanity. There's a lot more pressure to accumulate. All right, and the world's value system is such that to get on, that's usually synonymous with more and more accumulation of stuff for the most part. All right, as a measurement of your success in this current status quo, this current world in which we live. Yeah, so some very profound questions that we're looking at, really. All right, so let's just review this current world investment portfolio. Yeah, because most people's investment portfolio, as I say, yeah, consists of investing in this current age, this current world. All right, we're taking this video from the perspective, yeah, let's think of ourselves as investors. Okay, so what we're looking at, so for example, if any of you've ever seen here in the UK, Dragon's Den, most of you will know it. All right, a lot of us will remember when Levi Roots, yeah, came with his sauce, the reggae sauce, and did very well, and the dragons ended up investing in there. I think it was the Peter who basically won him over and invested in him, and the rest is history. But for those of you who've seen the program, you know how this works. You listen to the pitch, all right. You take your notes, and you make an assessment as to whether or not it is a good investment worth investing in, or whether it's not for you, and therefore, like they say in the program, you declare that you are out. So using that model, yeah, I want to use that model, yeah, using the scriptures as the evaluation tool to determine how good an investment, how good a pitch is this world making at the moment? How good a pitch is today's society making for your investment at the moment? What are the returns? What kind of returns can you expect, if any? All right. And if you shouldn't really be focusing all of your efforts in this particular worldly portfolio, then where should you be looking? All right. So we're taking this question, we're looking at this question from the perspective of an investor. All right. Think of it as if you like, a biblical, spiritual investor, if you like. But just to shed some more light on the vibe I'm creating here on this video. All right. So with that, okay, let's start the scriptural journey. Yeah. And start evaluating. So what we want to do, right, is first of all take a look at the worldly portfolio. Okay, what's the state of it? What's it looking like? So that we can start to assess if there are any genuine, returns to be had. All right, how good an investment is the current world? Okay, So with that in mind, I'm going to go over now to some scriptures. Okay, all right then. So the first scripture I want to go to is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. Hopefully you should be able to see that shared on screen. All right, so let's read 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, that's Mashiach in the ancient Hebrew, who is the image of God, should shine onto them. Very interesting verse, because what we find is that there is a God of this world. All right, we're trying to assess this world portfolio. We're listening, just like in Dragon's Den, for those who've seen the program, you'll know exactly what I mean. Yeah, we're listening to the pitch that the world is making. The world is trying to get us to invest in it, so we're listening to the pitch. All right, so what we're learning from scriptures is that the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, Mashiach, who is the image of God, should shine onto them. All right, so there's a God of this world, but with a small g, you'll notice. All right, who's blinded the minds of them which believe not. All right, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine onto them. Now it's interesting, it says the God of this world, as opposed to the Most High God, who is God over all. All right, so the God of this world is not the God over all. So not the Most High God, not the Most High. Yeah, not the Most High Elohim. Okay, but the God of this world. Okay, well, that's interesting, because we're getting a bit more of an understanding of this worldly portfolio then. All right, so let's move from 2 Corinthians and go over to Ephesians. Okay, Ephesians chapter 2, verse 2 on screen. Wherein in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. All right then, so now we're getting a more of an understanding of what we're talking about when we're talking about this world's portfolio, and this world's investment portfolio. All right, so keep with the analogy. All right, we are investors, potential investors, trying to make an investment decision as to what to be investing in. So we're just listening to the world's pitch here, and we're learning a bit more, doing our due diligence, all right, to find out a little bit more about what it is we're supposed to be investing in. All right, it doesn't make sense to invest in things that you don't have a clue about. It's good to do a bit of research, a bit of due diligence. Well, that's what we're doing here with the scriptures. All right, so we see here that in times past we walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air. All right, so this world is on a course, influenced by the prince of the power of the air. All right, the prince of the power of the air. So there's giving off signals, transmissions that influence the course of this world. All right, and it's a spirit that now worketh it's a spirit that works not in the children of who are loyal to the Most High, but the children of disobedience. So this spirit that works in the children of disobedience is the prince of the power of the air, influencing the course of this world. Already, does this sound like something we should be investing in? All right, is this something that should be taking up the lion's share of our energy, of our efforts, of our intentions? All right, let's keep finding out a little bit more. All right, I'm going to move over from that screen. Okay, let me go over here. I'm going to go to Ephesians. Let me just get this up on screen then. I'm going to go to Ephesians chapter 6, right? Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12. Okay. All right. Let's find out a little bit more about this worldly portfolio. Let's listen more to this worldly pitch. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So we've already heard that there's a God of this world. We already read that there's a God of this world from the scriptures. Yeah. And the prince of the power of the air that works in the children of disobedience. Yeah. That influences the course of this world. And now we're seeing here that we're being told that we are not just wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. So there are rulers of darkness associated with this current world, this current age. Yeah. And everything that goes along with it. All right. Is this looking like something we should be investing in? Let's continue. All right. So that's Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. But what we're going to do now, I'm going to go over, let me go over to the book of Job. Okay. So Job chapter 9 and verse 24. Let's see what else we can learn. Okay. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay, well, I draw your attention to the fact that it's saying the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, which fits in with the scriptures that we've already just read. All right, so we're learning again more about this current age that we find ourselves in. Let's keep going, however. All right, let's go to now 1 John. All right, 1 John chapter 5, okay, and verse 19. Okay. So here we are in 1 John chapter 5, verse 19. So we're going Old Testament, New Testament. Yeah, we're going throughout the scriptures here. And we know that we are of God, and the whole world lieth in wickedness. So we learn from Job, which is of course a much earlier writing. All right. And we've come forward and still hearing that the world lieth in wickedness, given into the hand of the wicked in Job. Yeah, lieth in wickedness right here in 1 John chapter 5, verse 19. Something we should be investing in, something that should be taking up the lion's share, the majority of our energy and efforts. Is this where we're looking for good, healthy returns? Is this where we're expecting a good return on our investment? Yeah. I'm inviting you to approach this from the perspective of an investor. Does this sound like a great prospect so far? Okay, this is the question that I'm encouraging you to be thinking about. All right. So this is 1 John chapter 5. Let's go to let's have a look. We go to let's have a look here. Right. In fact, I'm going to go to 1 John. 1 John chapter 4. So staying in 1 John, but chapter 4. Let's go to verse 4. Okay. Ye are of God, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Ah, right then. So we know that the prince of the power of the air, yeah, the spirit that's at work in the children of disobedience is in the world. But we're being told that he that is in us, because don't forget, we have something that's been invested in us as those who desire to serve the Most High. All right, who submit to him. All right, via the Holy Spirit, we know then that Kodash Okah, we know then, Kodash Okah, that there's something in us, yeah, and Yahweh Shai's essence that's in us, spirit that's in us, okay, greater than he that's in the world. All right. So if that be the case, why would we put the majority of our investment in the world? Especially based on the scriptures that we've just read. All right. This is helping us to make a more informed investment decision. All right. Okay. So we've seen that there are dark forces at play in this current age, this current world. Yeah. So yeah, that's playing out and manifesting on the earth, manifesting on this physical earth at this time. All right. So if that be the case, then what does the future hold? Because you see, that's a critical point about investment, isn't it? You're trying to make the best decision based on projections, based on where you think the investment might end up. All right. Now, sometimes, as we know, some people get insider information and do very well because they have the heads up. Now, I know in the stock market now and in investing in stocks and shares, okay, insider trading has been made illegal, right? Simply because you have such a great advantage over everybody else. It's seen as unfair. Yeah, yeah, unfair. It's seen as unfair. Yeah, but it's not an equal playing field then. If somebody has their heads up and can make all the buying or all the selling decisions based on information that other people are not privy to. But you see, the point is, yeah, whether or not you argue it's fair or not, okay, there is information available. It's just that not everybody takes it regarding this world. We are given the heads up as to what direction, the trajectory, yeah, the projection for this current age, this current world, and it's called prophecy. We have a heads up, Israel, right? Some don't want to take it on board, fair enough. But actually, it's in the public domain. Yeah, it's in the public domain, in the scriptures, in the holy scriptures. Some people take it seriously, some don't. Yeah, we're not going to look at why that is the case. Yeah, we're not going to look at that today in this video. But it's enough to say that the information is readily available while it's available, before there's the famine of the word, which is also prophesied. But while the word is available, this information is available. All right, we have the heads up. Yeah, we've been given some insider information as to where things are going. All right, we should take, yeah, and guess what? It's not illegal, right? And actually not unfair because it's accessible to all. Right, just that some want to take it up, some will move on it, some will act on it, some won't. All right, so so let's find out more about this information that we have access to. All right, because again, it's going to help us to make a good, sound investment decision. All right, so this world then, should we still be, investing most of our time and energy in this current status quo, this current world, this current age? All right, so let's keep digging. I'm going to move over from 1 John. I'm going to go over here. And let's go now to John chapter 9 and verse 39. All right, because we found out that this current world is actually in wickedness. Okay, so what does that mean exactly? What's the future looking like for this investment prospect? Okay, John chapter 9 verse 39. And Jesus, that's Yahweh said, for judgment I am come into this world, that they which see not might see, and that they which see might be made blind. Now this is very interesting because in Romans, the 11th chapter, it was said that blindness in part has come unto Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles comes in. All right, but Yahushua is saying that he's coming to the world to judge it. For judgment I'm coming to this world, that they which see not might see. Yeah, which is also why he said, I've come not but for the children of Israel. Yeah, but the point I want to emphasize in it, there's so much to be said on that. But the point I want to focus on here for the theme of this video is the fact that it says, for judgment I'm coming to this world. So this world is due for judgment. Okay, so let's find out a little bit more about that, because that really does influence, really should influence our investment decisions as to whether, and how much we should be investing in this world then, seeing as its future is judgment. So what form's that going to take? What does that even look like? All right. So bearing in mind, there's so many scriptures that we could look at, but obviously for time, I'm having to select a few. All right. But the message is nevertheless exactly the same. The outcome remains the same. All right. Okay. So that was John chapter 9, verse 39. So from there, let's actually go to John. I'm going to go to John. What did I say? 9. Let's go to John chapter 12. All right. John chapter 12. And I want to go to verse. Let's have a look here. Let's go to verse 31. All right. Okay. What did I say? Yeah, 31. Yeah. Okay. 1 second. Okay. Okay. Bear with me. Just bear with me. Okay. Second. Let me see if I can get it looking the way I'd like it to look on screen. Okay. Second. Okay. I'm quite particular. I want it to come up on screen a certain way, so just bear with me. So John 12, 31. Yeah, I prefer this display. Okay. All right. Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. Interesting. Yeah. So there's definite judgment on this world. And that prince, remember we talked about the prince of the power of the air, that spirit that works in the children of disobedience, is due to be cast out. All right. But what does that mean for, investments in this current age? What does it mean for those who are making carnal investments, materialistic investments? Yeah. Yeah. For the most part. Yeah. With a fixation on this current age, without a clue of what's coming, which is never a good trait for any investor to not have any clue as to what's coming. Yeah, that will lead to poor investment decisions when you are completely oblivious to what's coming. All right. So now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. All right. So it's going to be judged. So what's going to be the outcome from all this judging? What's the outcome? Where are we going? What's the projection? We need to know as investors, yeah, to make a decision as to how much, if anything, we should be investing in this coming age. All right. So let's go over now to. I'm going to go to the Old Testament, so-called. All right. Let's go to Isaiah. Okay. I'm going to go to Isaiah. Chapter 24, okay, and I'm going to start from verse 1, okay. Okay, we're going to read quite a bit here. Oh, whoops, sorry about that. Okay, we're back. All right, so Isaiah chapter 24, verse 1. Behold, the Lord, Yahweh, maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. Isaiah is one of the major prophets of Yasharallah, one of our major prophet ancestors. And we're reading here that, behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. Okay, let's keep reading that. Let's keep reading. All right. Let me go up here. Okay, that's verse 1. Okay, verse 2. And it shall be, as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with the master, as with the maid, so with the mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. Right? So basically, very widespread impact here. Okay, moving on to verse 3. The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for the Lord hath spoken this word. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going here. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. Yeah. The haughty people of the earth do languish. Okay. This is not looking very good, does it, in terms of prospects? Let's keep going. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. All right. Let's keep going. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Interesting. Interesting. Especially when you look at these things from the perspective of an investor as to whether or not we should be investing in this current status quo. Yeah. The earth as we know it and understand it and recognize it today. Yeah. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, or the merry-hearted do sigh. All right. Very interesting. Let's keep going. The mirth of tabrets, mirth is laughter, of tabrets ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. Right? They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. I think we get the point here. Okay. There's many more verses on that. For those who want to continue reading there, you can continue reading down to about verse 23. I'm not going to do that right now. I think that will suffice. What we'll do, however, is go over to, as staying in Isaiah, let's go to Isaiah 51, all right, and verse 6. Okay, we're re-evaluating the worldly portfolio, all right, in terms of investments. Okay, so Isaiah 51, verse 6. Lift up your eyes to the heavens and look upon the earth beneath. For the heavens shall vanish away like smoke, and the earth shall wax old like a garment, and they that dwell therein shall die in like manner. But my salvation shall be forever, and my righteousness shall not be abolished. So what we're seeing here is the current status quo worldly age portfolio is not looking very great. I think you would agree, based on what we're reading here. But what we're seeing coming through here is that there seems to be another investment that would be the wiser investment. Something to do with salvation, which shall be forever, righteousness, which shall not be abolished. Now that sounds a bit more exciting a prospect. Yeah. So let's keep going here. Let's go from here now. Let's go to Isaiah. Let me just do it from here. Isaiah, all right, 65, chapter 65. Okay, let's go to verse 17. Yeah. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. Right. So this portfolio for this current age is soon going to be made obsolete. For behold, again, Isaiah 65, verse 17, for behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. Well, if that be the case, it doesn't sound like a very wise investment to be spending the majority of your time and energy investing in this particular age, all right? And the earth as we understand it today, in terms of geopolitics and socioeconomics, yeah, without any thought of what's coming. All right, interesting. All right, so that's Isaiah 65, verse 17. Okay, well, let's move away from the book of Isaiah. Let's go over to 2 Peter. I want to go to 2 Peter. I'm going to get up on the screen now. 2 Peter, yeah, chapter 3. Oh, sorry, 2 Peter, chapter 3. All right, and we're going to go to verse 3. Okay, let's take a look. So 2 Peter, chapter 3, and verse 3. Knowing this verse, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lusts. All right. Well, for those of you who know your prophecy and have been doing the due diligence, watching the signs of the times, you'll know that we are most certainly in the last days spoken of here. All right. Which is why people do scoff and are walking after their own lusts. Yeah, that's evident to see in the world today. Okay, let's go to verse 4. Right? And saying, where is the promise of his coming? You see, this is it. If you are a scoffer investor, yeah, you're going to not take what's coming seriously, just as the scoffers here, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? As in, they keep talking about the coming, something new coming along. Yeah, bearing in mind, in all the kingdoms and the empires of previous to the status quo today, nobody can picture the end of it. During the days of Rome, nobody could envisage Rome falling. During the Greek Empire, before that, nobody could. When you're in it, it's hard to see it. When you're under it, it's hard to picture the end of it. It feels, because especially these superpowers, they feel so mighty and powerful that it's hard to picture that they'll ever stop. Yeah, the same would have been true for ancient Egypt and all the ancient empires. Yeah, ancient Babylon. Yeah, if for those who are caught up in it, it's hard to picture a time when it won't be. Today is no exception. Today is no exception. All right, things aren't going to remain the same. Kingdoms have risen and kingdoms have fallen. There's no exception with yet. There's something new coming. All right, and the scripture makes that abundantly clear. It's revealed in prophecy. All right, and remember, the Bible has an excellent track record when it comes to prophecy fulfillment. 100% track record, in fact, if you do the research and compare prophecy to actual historical unfolding events. Yeah. Okay. So 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 4, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. Yeah. So as an investor, you don't want to fall into this trap of a mindset that says everything's just going to remain the same. All right. Because it has never done that. All right. Okay. The difference this time is going to be once and for all. All right. There's something coming that will stand forever. Okay. Very important, Yasharala. And very important to anybody, any other nation who is listening in, who is rooting for the return of Yasharala. All right. Okay. So Second Peter chapter 3, and verse 4. Let's go move on. Verse 5. Yeah. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of God the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water. Because remember, we had a world, yeah, we had the antediluvian world, which is before the flood, spoken of, yeah, in terms of the time of Noah. All right, and that went away as well. That didn't stand. That was taken away in the flood. All right. Okay, that's verse 5. Okay, I'm not going to labor the point with that. All right. Moving on, next verse. Okay, verse 6. Whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. Yeah, I've just mentioned that. All right, the days of Noah. Okay, moving over to verse 7. So that was that old world. As for this present one, where's it going? But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Perdition is basically destruction. All right. So there's a judgment coming for the destruction of ungodly men, but this time not by water, not by way of water, but by way of fire. All right. According to the scriptures, according to these prophetic utterances. All right. So from a perspective of an investor, a spiritual investor, this worldly portfolio is not looking very good. Yeah. Yeah. Already, I would have to say I'm out. Yeah, to use the phraseology used in the Jaggers investment program that I'm sure most of you will be aware of, especially the UK viewers. All right, so we see that there in verse 7. I'm going to jump over to, let's go to, in fact, 1 second. 1 second, guys. Yeah, all right. Let me go to 2 Peter's probably a quicker way of doing it on this, but I'd love to learn it. I'll just go with what I know for now, right? So I'm going to type it in this way. 2 Peter. Let me go to chapter 3 again. So staying in chapter 3, but this time I'm going to go to verse 10. All right. Okay. Let's have a look at that. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. Okay. In the which the heavens shall pass over with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Again, so from a potential, the prospects for an investment, it's looking terrible in terms of from an investment point of view. Yeah, not the kind of thing I want to be investing all of my energy and time in. Then, all right, that's the point. All right. Okay. That was verse 10. Let's get the next verse. Let's go into verse 11. Okay. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Yeah. So this world's going to be dissolved. All right. Verse 12. Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of God. Yeah. Our Al-Hayam. Wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Okay, we're getting some insider information, a heads up here. Yeah, a glimpse into the projections here. So verse 13, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. So this age is going to pass, and there's a new age coming, yeah, which is going to be the righteous one. Now we know this one is under wickedness. That's why we see and experience and witness so much wickedness on the earth today. But it's not always going to be this way. So, we need to be deciding, bearing this in mind, how we're investing our time, our energy, our focus, our determination, our aspirations. All right. Okay, that's verse 13. Let me go on to verse 14. So going over to verse 14 of 2 Peter. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent, that ye may be found of him in peace, shalom, without spot and blameless. All right. So we should be moving towards this new age, this new world that's coming. Yeah. And maybe start to think about investing there in terms of your energy, in terms of your focus, in terms of your preparation. All right. Such important. Okay. So I think we've seen quite a lot there to suggest that actually this current world carnal investment portfolio is not looking good. And in fact, I'd have to say it's pretty bad. Yeah, it's a bad investment. I think it's fair to say, based on the scriptures, it's a very, very poor investment. Yeah, the prospects don't look good. Any wise investor wouldn't invest, and for those who have invested, would pull out. Yeah, like you said, when they say sell, 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 before it drops any further in value, sell, sell, sell. Yeah, right. This is what we should be saying based on what we're learning. All right. So, it's a bad investment. I'm out, as they would say in the Den program. Yeah, I'm out. All right. And that's exactly what the scriptures suggest. Let's take a look at that. Yeah. Let's go now to let me go over to. I'm going to go over to this screen here actually, and go to 1 John. Yeah, 1 John chapter 2. Chapter 2, and I'm going to go to verse 15. 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Okay. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Why on earth, having read this, literally on earth, would we invest in a portfolio like this? Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. All right? You see that? Yeah? That's verse 15. Let's go, John, let's go to the next verse. Okay? That's verse 15. Let's go to verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh is carnal, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. That's why it's going to be judged. That's why it's on its way out. Still want to invest in this world? Are the prospects still looking good to you? Do you really think there's going to be a healthy return on your investment? Let's go to the next verse. All right. Next verse. Okay. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. I don't want to be investing in a world that's going to pass away. I think the sound investment would to be investing in God. Yeah, the will of God, doing the will of God, which abides forever. That sounds like the wiser investment to me. How about you? All right. So let's go from there. All right. Let's go to let me go to the screen. Let's go to John. Yeah. So let's go to John. Let's look. John chapter 17. All right. See what more we can learn. John chapter 17, verse 9. Okay. Let's go here. Okay. This is Yahushua speaking, right? He's praying actually. I pray for them. Talking about his people. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. Did you catch that? Let's read that again. Words of Yahushua. I pray for them. I pray not for the world. Yahushua didn't pray for the world. You still want to invest in it? Yahushua didn't pray for it. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. He prayed for those who were given to him, his people. My sheep will hear my voice and all the rest of it. Yeah. Why would we be investing? You don't invest in doomed ventures. We said that right at the beginning. I laid that stall out right from the start. All right. You don't knowingly and willingly invest in doomed ventures, do you? That's got to be one of the golden rules of investments. If you know something is doomed, don't invest. All right. Okay. So that's John chapter 17, verse 9. Okay. Let's get some more out here. Let's get some more. Let's go over to Galatians. Okay. Galatians chapter 4 and verse. See, what we're doing here is the due diligence that every wise investor should take. Yeah. And make do the due diligence. Okay, Galatians chapter 4, verse 9. But now, after that ye have known God, or rather are known of God, how turn ye again to the weak and beggarly elements, whereunto ye desire again to be in bondage? Yeah. So now that we know of God and known by God, yeah, known of God, why would we return back to the weak and beggarly elements? All right. Yeah, the inferior things. All right. We're learning about a more rewarding investment prospect here. Why would we invest in something inferior? All right. That would be fine if it had prospects, if there was some chance of a return in some way, shape, or form, but there clearly isn't, going by the scriptures. All right. So let's move from there. Let's go over to Colossians chapter 2, all right, and verse 8. Okay, let's go here. All right, Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Let me just bring it further up on screen. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ, not after Mashiach, right? In the ancient Hebrew, all right? You see that? Yeah. We shouldn't be making investments based on the philosophies and the vain deceit and the traditions of men and the rudiments of this world. Yeah. That's poor counsel. That's a bad counsel, right? That's not wise counsel, all right? We need to be following after Hamashiach, Yahweh Mashiach, all right? Then we're going to make sound investment decisions, all right, as to where to invest our time, our energy, our efforts, our deeds, our focus. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Romans. Yeah. Romans chapter 8 and verse 18. Okay. Okay. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Yeah. So again, it's been made very clear that what we see around us at the moment is only but for a time. But there's a greater glory about to be revealed in us. So why would we invest in this current status quo? Yeah, without investing in what's coming, when what's coming has greater returns. As it says here, there's no comparison. Even the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory. That should help us to make decisions. A sound investment decision, a wise investment decision. All right. Yeah. So this being the case, then what am I investing in the present sufferings for? When I could be, getting high returns when the glory shall be revealed in us. Yeah, it all becomes very clear, right? And I'm really grateful for the inspiration to look at these scriptures from the perspective of an investor, right? Yeah. So yeah, the world, carnal, materialistic, yeah, current age portfolio, not interested, thank you. Don't want to be spending the lion's share of my time and my energy worrying about, and scrambling around trying to find a return on this current status, this current world status. All right. It's an unwise investment decision. All right. So if we shouldn't be investing in this world, this age, this current status quo, then what should we be investing in? What's the wise investment? What is the wise investment? Okay. So let's take a look at that, shall we? Do you know, for those of you who know the prophetic dream of Nebuchadnezzar, spoken of in Daniel chapter 2, you'll know that the statue, and I've done previous videos on this YouTube channel, this Israel Awake YouTube channel, for those who might not be aware. All right. It's talking about the successive empires, right from Babylon, the head of gold, right down to today, when you break it down and unpick the prophecy. All right. But I'm going to just focus on, let's go over to Daniel chapter 2, right? Daniel chapter 2 and verse 44. Because to cut to the chase, all right, what it reveals is this, 44, verse 44, and in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom. You see, the current world governance, as we see today, like I said before, other empires have come and gone. This current status quo is no different. All right? According to scripture, this is going. And in the days of these kings, as kings of today, shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. So it hasn't come yet, because it will never be destroyed. Anything that's come and gone was not it. Yeah? It will stand forever. Yeah? It shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. That's what's coming. That's what's on the horizon. This is where we should be investing the lion's share of our time, our energy, our focus, our efforts. All right? Of course, we've got to live on a day-to-day here. That's nobody's saying we shouldn't. That's what the Lord's Prayer is all about. Give us this day our daily bread. Yeah? Of course, we have needs, and God knows that and provides for those who trust in him. All right? So that's covered. My point is, but where you spending the majority of your attention? That's the question I want you to ponder. That's the question that we're looking at in this video. All right? That's the whole thing. Yeah. What are you investing in is the title of this video. Yeah. All about reevaluating our investment portfolio. All right. So that's what's coming. We also see this spoken of, this coming kingdom, spoken of in many places. But I'd like to go over to Micah. All right. So going over to the prophet Micah, chapter 4. All right. And verse 1. But in the last days, yeah. So we've got the time period, right? But in the last days, it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord, that's Yahweh, shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. This is the coming, soon coming, new world governance. Okay, let's go over to verse 2. And many nations shall come and say, come, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, of the Lord, and to the house of the God of Jacob. Jacob is Israel. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord, Yahweh, from Yerushalayim, Jerusalem. You see that? This is what's coming. Now remember, Bible has an excellent 100% success fulfillment rate. We're only waiting for the last days prophecies now to be fulfilled. Everything else that should have come before has done exactly as prophesied. It's a ludicrous position to doubt the last few prophecies of the Bible. It has an excellent track record, in case you didn't know. All right? In case you haven't done the research. All right? So Micah chapter 4 verse 2. All right? This is what's coming. Therefore, this is the glory that's coming. Therefore, this is the investment we should be making. We should be investing in this. That's where most of our attention should be. All right. I'm going to go over. Let's go over into the book of the Apocrypha, bearing in mind that this, the 1611 version came with the books of the Apocrypha, the original 1611 version of the King James Bible. All right, and which you can buy. You can get the Apocrypha separately. All right. So let's take a look at that, because even those who don't necessarily teach and preach from it, most people have it in their libraries and study it for themselves, even if they're not sharing it with others. All right. So let's go there, right? Let's go to Second Esdras. All right. Second Esdras chapter 6 and verse 9. Okay. So let's go to that. Okay. So Second Esdras 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. We're even told who's who and what's what. Yeah. You see, this current world, this current status quo, the current world governance is clearly dominated by Esau. All right? Not by Israel, not by Jacob, but by Esau. Yeah. And we know, don't we, especially if you read prophecies like Obadiah, that Esau's on its way out. They're on their way out. Why would we be spending most of our time focusing and investing in this particular world, which is the end of the world? It says, for Esau is the end of the world. That's the world that's coming to an end. The world of Esau. But the world that's coming, the new world, is Jacob. The Father is going to restore Jacob to Jacob's rightful estate. Yeah, as shown in Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. Yeah, above all nations, a special people, a holy people, God's chosen. Yeah, very powerful verse there out of Second Esdras. All right, but Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Therefore, that's the world we should be investing in. The coming world of Israel, of Jacob's rulership, yeah, which will be forever. That's why, that's why it's ruled from Zion, from Jerusalem, Israel, the land of Israel, yeah, yeah, back under the control of the Israelites. You see that? Ruled by the King of Israel himself, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, yeah, who the world commonly think of as Jesus Christ, who, don't forget, himself was born an Israelite of the tribe of Judah. Yeah, Yahada. So it becomes very clear, doesn't it? Yeah. Now, this is why we're told that the meek shall inherit the earth. All right, well, let's go there. Let's go there. All right. And if let's go there. Let's go to Matthew chapter 5 and verse 5. Oops, sorry, 5. All right. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. All right. And the question then is, who are the meek? All right. And if you go over to Isaiah chapter 29, all right, and read it through, right, the word, the meek ones are literally mentioned in Isaiah 29, verse 19. I'm not going to go there just now, all right. But if you read through 29, it becomes apparent that the meek are Yasharallah, Israel. All right. Okay. So the meek shall inherit the earth. All right. We've not inherited it yet. It's Esau's world at the minute. But the meek of Israel shall inherit it and be restored back to the rightful place. We saw that. We saw that the next world is Jacob. We saw that in Second Esdras. All right. Okay, then. So I'm going to go over to my last verses then on this video. All right. The advice of Yahweh Shai, because actually Yahweh Shai puts it best in terms of where we should be investing. He literally gives us investment advice, and that's what we're going to close this message on. All right. So for that, let's go to Matthew. All right, Matthew, chapter 6. All right. I'm going to start from verse 19. Okay, let's go. Okay, investment advice from Yahweh Shai himself, from our King himself. Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. He's Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Yeah, Malak Nawa, Malak Yasharallah is literally giving us investment tips, where to invest, how to invest. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon the earth. Don't invest on this coming earth, this coming world, this coming age. Yeah, where moth and dust, wrath can corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. All right. Okay, let's go over to verse 9. That's verse 19. Let's go to verse 20. Yeah. But here's it, some advice. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Yeah, and don't get mistaken. Heaven, yeah, is coming. The governance of heaven, the rulership of heaven, is coming to the earth. All right. That's why we say in the Lord's Prayer. That's why He taught us in the Lord's Prayer. Yeah, Thy kingdom come, Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So it's coming down. It's going to descend down. There's a new governance coming. There's a new, the true righteous new world order, as opposed to the satanic counterfeit that we can all agree with is spreading its influence across the world as we speak today. All right. So, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust nor doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. That's very clear investment advice, brothers and sisters. Okay, and go over to the last verse then, verse 21. All right. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. You see, if your treasure is in this current age, if that's where you think the riches are, and if that's where all your focus is, then that's where your heart will be. Your heart will be tied up in your investments that are tied up in this age. Whereas, and that's the poor investment. We've just seen that. All right, we've seen that. That's the content of this video. We've just seen scriptures that show us that investing in this current age is a very poor investment to make indeed. And if you've invested too much in it already, then sell, 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 pull out, pull out, pull out, and start to reorientate, yeah, your investment decisions into the glory that's coming shortly, yeah. And so, because if you're investing and storing up treasure for yourself in what's coming, then your heart's going to be there. And that, with your heart being there, it's going to help you to endure unto the end. All right. And to be accounted worthy to stand before Yahweh Shai when he returns. All right. Really, 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 really powerful stuff there. All right. So it's something to think about. I'm sure you would agree. It's something to pray about. I think you would agree. All right. So what I'm going to do, let me just go here. All right. So most certainly, as I would say, think about it, pray about it. All right. Reevaluate your current spiritual investment portfolio. Yeah. Be honest with yourself. Yeah. Are you more for this age or are you more for the age that's coming? Yeah. And it's not about what you say, it's about what you do. Yeah. So really think about it, really pray about it. All right. Spread the word, guys. If you found something, if this has been useful for you in any way, shape, or form, then please spread the word. All right. You in Matthew 9, verse 37 to 38, yeah, it says that the harvest is ready. Yeah. The harvest is truly plenteous, but the laborers are few. All right. So let's labor together to get the harvest of souls in. All right. Proverbs 11:30, yeah. It's he that winneth souls is wise. It's wise to try and win souls, yeah. Like it says there, the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he that winneth souls is wise. So let's win souls. It's a wise thing to do. All right. We're laborers together. We read that in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 9. For we are laborers together with God. All right. So let's labor together to get this work done. All right. 3 John 8, we therefore ought to receive such that we might be fellow helpers to the truth. So let's be fellow helpers together, yeah, to the truth. All right. This gospel, this good news, because this coming kingdom, you see, this new age that we've been talking about in this video, yeah, it's it's the gospel, the good news of the kingdom, yeah, shall be preached. And that's what we're doing here, yeah, spreading this good news of this coming age, yeah, seeing it though through the lens of an investor, all right, because I think this analogy lends itself very well to get the point across. All right, don't be investing in a doomed venture. Invest in something with good prospects. All right, the kingdom of God, the kingdom of Elohim, the coming Malakwath in Hebrew, ancient Hebrew, yeah, Paleo Hebrew, Hamalakwath, right? That's where we should be investing our time, our energy, our efforts, our focus, right? So, guys, if it's done anything for you at all, please like, yeah, please press the thumbs up, all right, and please share, okay, with your networks, with your contacts, with those you think may be interested, or those you think it may spark a good conversation, perhaps. All right, please do subscribe if you haven't done so already. All right, please do subscribe. That way, every time I upload a video, you'll be notified. So do click on all notifications, the bell, and then all notifications. All right. Just a quick word, because I do know some people who just subscribed right from the very first video when we first, went live with the YouTube channel. Some of you are not getting the notifications. The thing to do is it's as simple as this, right? It only takes a few seconds. Just unsubscribe and then immediately subscribe back. So for those of you who were the early subscribers, right from the very first video, see, the thing is, I didn't have the correct options ticked. So some of you who subscribed from the first video, all right, may not have been receiving notifications thereafter. So the way to remedy that is to just unsubscribe, yeah, when you're on the YouTube, and then subscribe back again, and then click all notifications just immediately after a couple of seconds, and then you'll start to receive notifications thereafter. All right. Anybody with any questions, queries, anything you want to share, anything at all, yeah, relating to the content of this video, or just the Bible and Israel, full stop, then please feel free to send an email to israelawaken7@gmail.com. The address is there for you on screen. All right. So I'm going to leave it there. All right. As I say, I hope you got something out of that. Okay. As always, may the Most High God of Israel bless you and yours. Yeah. So Kwam Yasharal. Yeah. Yahweh Barakatha. Lai Walamyam. Aman. All right. So I'm going to leave it there, people. Okay. And looking forward to uploading the next video. Okay. So Shalom Yasharal.